your vision. I keep my visions to myself.
Hey, it's David from Two Guys One Garage. Yep,
Yo, what's up? It's Phil.
and we've got a guest tonight.
What's up? It's
It's Emma.
It's
Hello.
Emma's been on before. What were you talking about last time?
monogamy.
So,
Monogamy.
Well, just I like pretty much sexual desire, evolution.
Yeah.
mental health issues, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about dreams. Everybody dreams.
Yep. And if you don't,
Even
you'll
blind
die.
people dream. So
And fetuses. What I just read,
yeah,
I was like, what?
fetuses dream.
The dream like of probably sounds and stuff because obviously they have
Oh,
no
yeah.
like eyesight, especially no memory of like I haven't seen anything. So yeah, like vibrations and sound.
And yet babies can't dream about, like newborns, they can't dream about themselves until they're 3 months old.
I read that. Oh, I read 3 years.
It could be 3 years.
It's
I thought
three.
it was it's 3 months. I
that-
think it's 3 months. Yeah,
I'm not sure.
it was 3 years.
I'm gonna Google it. But yeah, either way, it's interesting to think that like they don't get like become an individual
Yeah.
until like they're not an individual straight away. Do you know what I'm saying? Like in order to dream about themselves. Mad.
So should we start with the facts?
Oh yeah.
Fat facts.
Bomb.
Let's dive in.
Bomb. Bomb.
Let's do fat facts now. Right, fat facts. Let's go. You can start, Phil.
Okay, number 1.
Oh, by the way, these are all dream related. We're going to stick on topic. Phil.
Oh, this is pretty sweet. Prophetic dream here. On the day of his assassination, Abraham Lincoln told his bodyguard that he had been dreaming of being assassinated for 3 days straight. So he'd literally been dreaming that he was going to get assassinated, and then
And he did.
he did.
Who was that by again? Howard Wilkes Booth or something? Is that right? Was that
I couldn't tell you, mate. I know nothing about Lincoln.
Right, my fact. First fact. The average person has between 1,460 and 2,190 dreams a year.
Hot damn.
A year. So
So that's
must dream more than once a night, and I suppose, because that's, I mean,
I think you dream on average like, was it 4 to 6? 4 to 6 dreams?
Really, you
A
have
night?
like 5 cycles of dreams, I imagine.
Yeah.
5 cycles. Back to you.
Yeah. Paul McCartney claimed to have dreamt the melody to Yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. He thought that it was like just some song that, like some tune that was stuck in his head.
Yeah.
And he thought like, oh, who does that belong to? But he conjured it himself. He's
That's quite
magic.
interesting. Wow. Second fact from me. Thousands of years ago, it's a good one this. Thousands of years ago, the Egyptians created the first dream dictionary in 400 BCE.
Motherfucker!
You got to say fact?
You got my 5th fact, man. Yeah.
Well, goddamn.
Yeah, I was impressed by that. I was like, get in.
Mint, isn't it?
Just makes you love them even more. Like, well done, lads.
400 BC. BCE.
Oh, you had 400?
Yeah, what did you have?
Oh, my website said 4,000. 4,000? Does that even exist? 4,000. Yeah.
Would that be right? 4,000.
So it could have also been that.
One of us is
We
talking.
should
one of
know.
us is talking bullshit, but which one?
Well, how old the pyramids? Let's
very
get that
good.
podcast
Four-
back up
Let's
there.
go for so
Yeah.
4,000. You win, Phil.
No, not necessarily.
You win, Phil.
Right, who the fuck's fact is it?
It's your fact.
All these are meant to be facts.
They're
Yeah.
just facts that are
Just
facts.
argue on them straight away. 400, 4,000. In contrast to modern dream interpretation, which is psychologically oriented, ancient dream interpretation was concerned with discovering clues to the future. So they thought that your dreams were effectively saying, right, this shit is going to happen.
Premonition sort of thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which we could probably go into further down the line with Emma and some of her knowledge. So that's going to be an interesting one. Hit me, man.
My third fact is, it's not so much dreaming, but it's sleep. If you avoid sleep for more than 10 days, you will die.
Yeah.
You
That's a
die,
mad
yeah.
one.
Yep.
But then, what about insomniacs? Like, what's the longest they go without their body shutting down and sleeping on purpose?
They're
Sleeping on
insomniacs,
purpose, you know what
but I'm sure
Awesome.
you can sleep.
Still get sleep.
You can still get sleep, but it's
Yeah, because
brief,
there
isn't
must be, mustn't it? Because
Yeah.
otherwise they would all be dead.
Yeah,
Mad. Well, my final fact, as it'll have to be,
has that pinched yours?
is sufferers of epilepsy can have extremely vivid and disturbing nightmares that immediately precede seizures during the night. So just before they're about to get a seizure, they have this crazy, trippy, horrible, vivid nightmare. That's brutal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's mad, because that got me thinking on a whole different level, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But you know, it's just crazy.
Right. I've got 2 more to go then. Right. You can lucid dream for up to 30 minutes if properly trained.
Yeah, my experience, I've probably went about 15, 20 minutes, like.
Really? Oh. The final fact. 90% of the dream is lost in the first minute after you wake up.
So disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what's a weird feeling as well?
What's that?
When you just wake up and you're trying to remember a dream, like the dreams that you've just had, and you can almost feel the memories disappearing.
Yeah.
Because you're like remembering stuff and it's almost unlocking the memory, but then but you can feel it being deleted. You're like, fuck, don't delete. Do you know what I mean?
It's
a
annoying,
weird
isn't
experience.
it? Especially when you have a class dream.
Aye.
And you can't remember it 10 seconds
Why
after.
do you always get woken up right at the best part of your dreams? Do you know what I mean? It's like, and I'm just about to kiss the beautiful woman, and then you get woken up and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake! You know what I mean?
Odd. Well, that was the fat fact. Despite the fact there's been a bit of fact fuckery going on with the dates on the Egyptian one.
It's disappointing.
It is.
But either way rather, ages ago, those motherfuckers had a dream dictionary. Well done.
The only way you can remember an end of a dream is if you make it up. You literally can't remember it. Because of that, it either doesn't happen or your brain physically won't remember the end of a dream.
Wow.
Because you're always like, oh, I remember like this happened, but then I like either woke up or you can never like fully explain like the full story. I don't know if lucid dreams are any different to that, but
I don't know. But that's insane.
that's quite interesting.
I love that as like a line as well.
Yeah.
Just say it again.
Yeah.
Dreams
Sorry,
don't
we
have an
just come back from fat facts. Then Emma, you had a fact. Totally different fact, but
I did. My fact was dreams don't have endings.
how do they not end though? I mean,
It's
what
like a
do you mean by
metaphor, innit?
define ending? Because does anything have an ending? I mean,
well, yeah, it could be like, oh, and I managed to get to work on time, and then I had a perfectly normal day and went to sleep. Like that could be the ending to like a day in a dream.
right? Okay, yeah.
But yeah, you never get to that moment. Yeah, because it just blends straight into another dream.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you get morphed into like, oh, now I'm at an
I
airport.
think
Yeah.
it might be to do with the cycles, because you go through like 5 stages of sleep, and
Per
I think,
cycle?
Per cycle, yeah.
And how many
And then you
cycles?
get 5 cycles.
Yeah.
If you have an average of like 8 hours sleep, which you meant to have.
Because the cycle's like what, 90 minutes or something.
90 minutes, yeah. But I think during that 90 minutes is only, I might be wrong, this was only about 10 minutes worth of REM sleep. So if
Per cycle.
your body, you only dream in REM sleep. So when that finishes, you go straight back to the beginning of the cycle. REM sleep is when you're at your most awake as well.
Yeah.
That's when you can be like woken up. But yeah, I think like it'll go back to the beginning. And what's that saying again? What was your point?
I can't know.
I totally forgot what I was
Well, you
saying.
mentioned the brainwaves.
There's different cycles.
Yeah.
The different cycles, and then
I don't-
yeah, and that's why you can't remember the end of a dream, because your REM goes back to the first cycle, so it just
So it just shuts you off
it
in the
just-
middle.
Yeah.
It doesn't allow you to have the ending.
It won't last any longer than
And it also
just
did.
10 minutes.
It also did that there with the conversation. Like it didn't allow you
Yeah.
to find the ending. Like what the fuck? So that in itself was like a metaphor.
Speaking of dreams, I had a dream the other night about you, Phil.
Oh,
And this is kind of a recurring dream because you keep popping up in my head
really?
during sleep. Yeah, you keep shaving your beard off.
Whoa.
Yeah, you did it the other day in my dream as well. It's probably about the 3rd or 4th time I've had a dream about you shaving your beard off.
I wonder if that's like prophetic, and it's like a slight premonition, or if that had.
Or is that my fear that you're going to shave your
Yeah,
beard
like,
off?
or does that have like a symbolism to it? Like, does me shaving my beard off actually represent something else to do with you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Strange, isn't it?
Because the beard is at a size now where it is its own entity.
Yeah.
Isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like a thing. It's like a garment
Yeah.
because it's so big.
Uh-huh.
So that like you're saying it quite frequently. So that might, I don't know. You're getting beard friggin' propaganda here on this mug that you're drinking from.
Respect the beard.
Respect the beard, motherfucker.
It's weird though, isn't it? Why am I dreaming about you losing your beard? Strange.
I don't know. You got any idea now what
I
that could
think,
possibly mean?
well, I've sort of seen you two together twice now, and you do like mention your beards a lot.
Yeah.
So I think for you two, like having your beards is kind of like a social bonding thing.
Ah,
It's
definitely.
like something that you've got in common. So if one of you was, like shave it off, it was like, oh well, You've like broke the bond now because you don't have your
cool.
patience.
Yeah, that's a nice way of looking at it.
Yeah, because that is the kind of thing that you would dream about. Like, what is it? It's mainly like negative emotions that you actually feel in dreams.
And like fears and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Because you don't often dream about, I don't know, having a good time. Which it's always being naked, being chased, or fighting somebody, or whatever.
Yeah. Or if you're having a class time, next thing you know, it's like, oh,
wake up.
Now I'm punching somebody in the face.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that one where you're like, I have to just punch this guy in the face? Usually the punches are useless. And you're like,
all the time.
The face just soaks them up, and you're like,
you just seem to punch them as hard as you can, and then it just falls flat every time.
Yeah.
It's odd. It's really. It's like your mind saying to you,
"You're a weak little bitch.
You're a weak little bitch. You can't do anything."
Yeah. That makes sense, like, to men though, to skits about how like hard you are. You know what I mean? How tough am I? Just as like an archetype, like an archetypal thing, like figuring out where you are in the in the hierarchy.
Hierarchy, yeah. Who's the alpha?
Because generally speaking, that's determined through males with bashing each other in the head.
Yeah.
Generally. So it makes sense that we skitsed about that and dreamt about like punching people but to no effect. You know?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird how like your skitses and that and your paranoias get conjured into like this real world scenario where the rules are a little bit different. But you believe it. It's just absolutely insane. Yeah.
But that's where lucid dreaming comes in, because you can dream it and it feels real at the time, but you're not aware enough of it being a dream that you actually control it. That's the difference between that and lucid dreaming, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lucid dreaming, you're in full control.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's like, well, lucid dreaming, well, first of all, just to define it, to be lucid in a dream is to be awake in the dream. So it's to be aware, fully 100% aware that your physical body is lying in bed asleep, and that you're roaming around in this dream world, and it's pretty much the best experience.
So can people get lost in the dream then?
In like a lucid dream?
Yeah, is that possible or not? Is your body always going to say, wake up?
What do you mean? Like get stuck like in a fucking coma where...
So something like that, yeah, where you actually think that what's going on is real and you can't sort of get back to wake up, something's not syncing up in your brain. Is that possible?
Not to my knowledge.
No, it's impossible to get caught in a dream.
Yeah, like for a dream to be so powerful.
Yeah.
So like a psychedelic trip, like one that sends you insane forever type of thing. I don't know. Has there ever been any instances of that you're aware of, Emma, in psychological literature?
Self-induced coma.
Not that I'm aware of. That sort of idea, though, that reminds me of Inception.
Yeah, it does.
See, you bought us for that. Bought that for me, rather. Bought us for that. But you bought me. I bought him for this DVD. No, but I've never seen it, and I totally know that I love it. But I've just never bothered putting it on.
Yeah. It's sort of like, well, the idea of Inception is to plant an idea into someone's brain while they're sleeping, going so far into a dream that you don't know whether you're in a dream or in reality.
Mad.
So that's the sort of closest thing that I can think of to.
Yeah, it's sort of like a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream. So, but then how far back do you go before you realise you're not sure if you're in the dream or not? Yeah. Strange. It's a good idea. It's a good film.
Yeah.
It's a long film, but it's a good film. Yeah.
Sounds right up my alley. But yeah, with lucid dreaming, you can basically, you're only limited by however much you limit yourself. So if you think you can't jump on top of the Empire State Building, then you won't be able to.
Yeah.
But if you genuinely believe I can do anything, you can physically, like in your mind, you can do anything. Like, I've had ones where I've woke up, this was at my peak of like being able to control my dreams. I woke up and realised, like in my bedroom, realised it was a dream. And I was like, get in, this is a lucid dream. I've just like went back to sleep, get in. And because it was early in the morning. And I thought, fuck this, I'm just going to go like light speed here. So I like crouched down and then just jumped up through the roof, right? And I jumped out of Earth's atmosphere and I could feel the wind in my face and I was like, fuck! And then get into space and I was just travelling like a beam of light through space. And it just, you could feel it in your consciousness, like as if that was, yeah.
That must be pretty amazing.
It was amazing. I was just like pelting through the galaxy, like faster than light. But now I can't control it as much. I used to be able to like jump, like in the Matrix where they jump from one building to another.
Yeah.
I used to be able to do, like that. The Matrix is a good example of what it is. Like Neo, Neo. Like what he can do, pretty much anything.
Yeah.
It's like that, but with the extra added bonus of literally being able to do everything. Whatever you can picture. You can conjure people. You can like go and inspect stuff to see what I do. I like to check the detail and stuff, like the walls and that. I'm always like, right, there's quite a lot of detail visually in a wall, like a brick wall.
Yeah.
So I'll go up and I'll have a look just to see how much detail my brain's like decided to put in this environment, and it's just like real, except a bit more HD. There's more detail.
That's weird.
And you're like, fucking, and you touch it, right? If you imagine like the jaggedness of like a brick surface, and you can feel the little like indentations, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like you can feel it crumbling on your fingers. I once conjured a person, like you can just think of them and they can just appear. And I went up and I like put my hand in the mouth just to test, like see what it feel like. And I could feel the like hot breath and the moisture of the saliva on my finger. I could feel that as real as if I did it to you right now, which don't.
Which you're not.
Save that one for later.
Yeah.
The old hook whip.
It's like we mentioned on the last podcast with Ryan, I think it was, visualise eating a Snickers bar or a Mars bar, and you can taste it. Or at least that kind of, you have to think about it, I can taste all the consistency, and it sort of messes with your head a bit.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But in a dream, that becomes even more so.
Yeah.
That sense. But I was thinking there before, like, is it your body that's doing this? Because you're not consciously picking, unless you're having a lucid dream, and you know, an everyday dreaming, you're not consciously picking the environments, and picking the story, like the storyline of the dream and stuff. So I was like, is that your body, like, you know how you've got this emotional side to you that sort of like precedes a consciousness, like it reacts before you think, type of thing. Do you know what I mean? Does that make any sense at all?
Explain it.
Like how, like at your core, you react on emotion first.
Yeah.
And that's like the animal side of you, like your body's side. It's not even like your immediate consciousness. It's like
the
your
head
body.
of the heart, isn't it?
Yeah. And I was wondering, so like our dreams, since we're not picking them with our minds, excuse me, is that like our bodies communicating with this consciousness that you're like dealing with now? You know how we're talking, communicating. That's like one level of consciousness, like your soul, your spirit, your ego, whatever. But I was thinking, so therefore, again, just to say this point for the millionth time, is that our bodies dreaming for us and like giving us this, like, right, this is what you need to simulate to help build up this circuitry in your brain. Bang, there you go.
Yeah, but the body's got multiple brains, hasn't it? It's not just the one in your head. Your body has an actual brain. In your body, isn't it? I don't know if that's the. Is it just called the heart brain or something? Though, is it? It's like an organ brain. I'm sure it's not just your power's not all just coming from your head. Your body does have some sort of brain of itself. This is where I feel like a fool because I kind of back up what I'm saying. Like,
well, the nervous system is sort of like that, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's controlled by your brain, though.
Yeah, but it's like independent of it. Well, not really because it's totally connected. But
You're an absolute fool.
no, but do you know what I'm trying to say? It's not the brain. It's somewhere else in the body, but it's having an impact on the state of the being.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Two dumbasses. So for the listeners, I'll just clear up and define what a dream is now, right?
Oh, nice.
A series of thoughts, images and sensations occurring in a person's mind during sleep. Obviously, especially during the REM phase. REM. With, was it rapid eye movement?
I heard that there was a portion of non-REM sleep, though, where you also dream in that state.
Slow wave sleep, is it? I think
like,
it's, you don't dream as much with that, though. I think it's very weak.
But this guy was saying that, like, that aspect of it was dealing with stuff that you've experienced. So it was like replaying history type of thing. You know, like, oh, that happened there, bam. Whereas when you get into REM sleep, your dreams are more putting things in action. So it's actually dealing with the future.
Really?
So the non-REM sleep dreams are like dealing with the past and just remembering it. And then your brain turns this into something it can use and learn from, conjures the simulation, i.e. the dream, and lets you play around. And then all these like symbols and stuff in dreams and environments, our brain circuits, like talking about.
What do you mean? Like,
do you know what I mean? Like
symbolism, as in like fears and things like that, like manifested in the sky.
Yeah, just literally everything about a dream.
Yeah.
So that was something I was pondering.
Come on then.
Oh no, that was what I was
pondering. I thought you said you want to know something I'm pondering.
No.
The idea of like your mind presenting dreams to you with like your fears wrapped up as something else or hidden.
Yeah.
Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just express it clearly? Which I'm sure it would do in dreams sometimes. You know, for example, you could be getting bullied by, I don't know, say you're a school kid.
Because I was thinking though, like, would it be 100% necessary to have the literal thing happening as opposed to like a metaphorical.
Why would your
thing.
brain present it to you in a metaphorical like
Maybe,
manner?
that's how your
You know?
body thinks. Maybe your body thinks like because it's like attached to the emotion.
Mhm.
If you know my theory of it being your body that's dreaming
Mhm.
and you were just experiencing it.
Yeah.
I forgot where I was going with that. Where was it out there?
You're on about your body, like it,
The body being yeah.
It would be a body's full
Fuck, I
of
forgot what I
like,
was going to say. That was totally going to back up that theory.
absolute fool.
It could also be like a conflict in the brain as well, why you might perceive like a fear might present itself as something else in a dream, but
Mhm.
it could be a conflict in that like random activity in the brain is so if it's supposed to be based on memory.
Yeah.
So you could be like remembering something that you're fearful of, but then because of this random activity, you could just get like images coming into your brain while you're having this other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This other sort of like thoughts, but like unconscious thoughts.
Yeah. But like
So-
coming from like the same meaning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like along those kind of lines.
Yeah.
And that like again, are you somehow seeing your brain?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Is your brain doing this for you? Because in a dream, you don't have to always think, right, keep the hill there, this is the garden here.
Mhm.
Like, you don't have to say, right, keep the environment stable. It just does it.
Yeah.
It was just weird. Like, how does it maintain, like, your brain doesn't use our immediate consciousness to do that. We
No.
can do that now. We
Yeah.
can sit here and we can imagine. We can imagine something. You can imagine a dream. You know what I mean? But your brain doesn't tap into that to create the dream. Or so it seems. Because one, you believe it.
Mhm.
And two, you're not thinking about creating it yourself. It's
just
being
happening.
created
It's
and
just
it's happening to you.
yeah. It's being presented to you and you're in it.
Yeah?
You haven't got a choice. Yeah. What about them nights where you don't seem to dream, or you'll sleep and you don't dream? Do you think you just forget the dream? Do you think we like humans you ever don't dream when you're sleeping?
I think you probably
I
dream
think,
every time.
yeah, I think it's just literally you just forget.
Just forget. Yeah.
It might just also depend what stage of sleep you wake up.
Yeah.
Because you don't always wake up right after REM sleep, which you are supposed to, but it doesn't always happen. So if you
Yeah.
wake up at a certain cycle of your sleep, you'll not remember anything. But
It was too far back.
yeah,
Through those cycles. Yeah. Have you ever had any recurring dreams?
Yeah. My favourite one, that was also skitty, was... I think I've said this on one of the podcasts before. I used to always dream of the sun being massive in the sky. Like, much bigger than what it is now.
Yeah.
Like, it took up most of the sky, and I could see the flares of it and shit like that, and I'd be like, fuck. Or other times it would be night time. Pardon me again. It would be night time, and I could just see the sun, but not lighting up the sky, but it was like, you could see it there,
It
like
was
you see
just
the
there.
moon.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's weird. But the sun used to always come back, crop up in my dreams.
The sun.
Aye, the sun itself.
That's strange. I don't know what the sun would symbolise.
I've got no idea.
No?
Actually, probably absolutely loads of things.
Yeah.
Life, virility, health, goals, dreams.
Yeah, but for you to visualise the sun being huge in the sky, day and night,
Yeah.
what's the symbolism of the meaning behind that?
Yeah.
Do you know, it's
Who knows?
odd. Odd.
But there's got to be a meaning to it. That's the thing. What we were talking about. Some people.
It's got to be a reason why you
Well,
think
well,
that.
some people like of the mindset that they're just totally random and don't actually have any meaning. But I think me and you, Emma, totally agree that sounds like a total cop out. Like
yeah.
it's got to be bullshit. They have to have meaning. The fact that you have recurring dreams that correspond with like similar times in your life,
Yeah.
that's almost proof that like, well, it's there's something to that. It's representing something, So they've got to have meaning.
What about you, Emma? You ever had a recurring dream?
I haven't. No. I mean, I might have. I just can't really remember. But I've got a theory here, which is not my theory. It's a psychology theory, but it's that dreams have like an evolutionary advantage. And what this theory says is that dreams are a way of simulating life threats. So normally when you have a dream, it tends to be like, as you were mentioning before, not a nice situation.
Yeah.
It could be like you're running away from something, or like something bad is happening to you. This theory says that dreams are there for you to rehearse threat perception. and threat avoidance. So they make you like perceive a threat, and then make you feel like it's real, and then you learn ways to avoid it. And this was called the threat simulation hypothesis. So it's basically saying that dreams are a simulation of a threatening environment, which like back in the like the hunter-gatherer days, that would have been like really like relevant to those times where obviously in waking life, like threats were here all the time. So when you slept, you had to be sort of ready for those threats.
So I assume it's almost like your body's preparing you for future future events that could happen.
It's just like downloading information and like reformatting it. You know what I mean? It's like we've installed it. No, downloaded it. Right, let's install it. That's what. That's the phase. Like the daytime, taking in the data through your senses. That's the downloading, and then the sleep is the installing. Of the programming.
Yeah.
Mad.
Which makes you know, it's pretty amazing how amazing the body actually is. Then, if that's the case, you know, it's constantly adapting.
Just the fact that it needs to do that in the first place. Why does the body need to give you this amazing dream world to experience in order for it to do its job, like in the background?
Yeah. It just makes everything more true.
Do you know how you think of your brain as being in the background as well? Is the brain in the background, or is this the brain? Like what I'm doing right now, is that just totally brain? Or is it like a bit of separate consciousness? That's whatever the fuck that is. Soul. Whatever.
Some people believe like the mind and your consciousness is not the brain.
Yeah.
That's just
I'm more of that school of thought,
function.
like school of thought. Yeah, I kind of feel like that myself, like that consciousness is separate, in some parts separate to your brain.
Almost like you've got a soul.
It's probably probably just because it feels like that and it's comfortable to think like that.
I believe that it's separate though.
Yeah.
Because when you think of humans, like as individual, we basically have the same brain functions.
Yeah.
Like brain will tell our hands to move if you want them to move. It'll tell you to talk, but it like everyone has different thoughts.
Yeah.
So it's got to come from somewhere else. Like
I wish they could do an experiment where they just gave two people like the exact same experiences, like 100% the exact same, like the exact same amount of light, exact same interactions, and just see if I don't know how they could record it, but like record if they did think all the same thoughts all the same time, like if it was essentially the same person, because then that would fuck that theory.
Well, don't they say that about twins? Like twins are meant to like share the same thoughts and.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Twins are a mint study.
Yeah, there's a lot of
like genetics and stuff.
And twins, yeah.
Which is crazy how like they have like that telepathic. They come from exactly they are essentially the same person, like Aye?
Yeah.
Because they have more of a connection than like a brother,
just a brother and sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they were formed at exactly the same time, weren't they?
Yeah, split from the same material.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Pinch of this here, pinch of this there.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what I always try to do in my lucid dreams? See if I can like go and see somebody else in one of their dreams and wake them up and say, yeah. Like sometimes I'll try and find like, you know, if I wanted to find you or dad or something like that, or you know, whoever, and I'll just be like, right, I'm gonna find them, and I'll find them in the dream. Yeah. I like fly at the speed of fucking sound or something, and then just land somewhere, and I'm like, oh, there he is. and I'm always like, come on, like you realise this is a dream. This is actually my dream. And I think that I'm talking to their nighttime asleep self.
Yeah, them in their dream world.
And I always I always want to say like the next day, yeah, did you remember us coming and meet you in your dream? Yeah. But obviously that's never actually the case. But some people have, I think, reported shared dreams and stuff like that.
Yeah,
where they've had conversations in dreams and probably been able to say afterwards, yeah, you remember when you said that? Yeah.
That's strange. That's the trippy thought, isn't it? But what about when like this has happened to me loads? Various people from your past or your present will appear in your dreams, or people you don't even know. But you know through, say, I don't know, people that exist, but you've not actually met them personally. Yeah. But yeah, you have these strange interactions. Like I've had, for example, like ex-girlfriends will just appear, or somebody from your childhood will appear. Somebody like yourself, don't shave that beard, Phil, you'll appear. Yeah. And then
because it's representing some type of emotion, isn't it?
Former workmates, all sorts of crazy. Just people you've met very briefly, or people you've not met at all. It's strange. I can't work out why. It's almost like your body's just saying, have some of this, you know, do you remember that person, or something sparked,
Yeah, it's like
slight memory.
It's like being on one of those pages and clicking random page.
Yeah.
It just hides like a random memory at you. What? Remember that? Oh yeah. I remember that guy.
See, that would sort of support this other theory. It's called the activation synthesis, but it just means that dreams happen when memories arise, like from your brain, like from your memories locked away. They'll just randomly arise to a dream.
So who's in control of that like aspect of the computer, i.e. the brain?
Not the conscious thought, I suppose,
Exactly, because we're
you're
not
getting
doing it.
stuff thrust your way.
Yeah.
So
it's, have we got like a third self? Do we have our consciousness, our bodies, and then some motherfucker like inside pulling the strings, physically pulling the strings in the brain? What the hell? How does the brain is, what the fuck? The brain's amazing.
It's incredible. It is incredible. It's not just actual sleeping dreams. Just thinking about things in your head, picturing things, and you just do it.
Yeah, just the ability to.
Where's that image being projected? You know what's going on up here for you to be able to see a rhinoceros or something. Just something you think of, and you can just see it.
What was
back
that
your
thing
eyes?
You said at the beginning, man. That line that I was like, that's amazing.
That dreams don't have an end.
That dreams don't have an end. Yeah, that's so classic. You could like live by that. Remember, son. Dreams don't have an end. You know, just always be looking to improve your life.
The dreams aren't like, they totally defy all sorts of natural laws, don't they?
Yeah.
You'll be somewhere and it'll morph into somewhere else, or you'll just see somebody and stuff just forms around you. Like it's like a trip.
Yeah.
Isn't
Or you'll
it?
fall
Like a
500
psychedelic
feet
trip?
and survive.
Yeah.
You're like bang, and it does knock. You're like fuck, and then you're like whoa, totally survived that. No broken bones, nothing.
I think one of the nights out we had when we were talking about starting up the podcast and things, I told you about the dream on the sand dunes I had where I'd end up flying up from the sand dunes and then landing like on the beach. It was just like a flat beach and landing on the beach. That was a recurring one I had.
That's a class one. That.
It's a strange one though, isn't it?
It's an artistic one. That.
Odd though.
I like that framed. Just you on like a flat beach.
Why, thanks, Phil.
Chasing after your dreams.
Yeah. I'll tell you another dream I had as well as a kid. I must have been 6, 7 or 8, somewhere around that region, and I used to dream that I was in like a race at school, and as I was running, my clothes were coming off. Bear with us, but I couldn't control them. They just kept coming off, and I was having to run covered up in that.
So that was like
that must have been some sort of fear from being at school.
Yeah.
Some sort of like, I guess, fear about what other people might think. Because bear in mind, I was a kid at this point.
I wonder if it's just like a pecking order thing, like, if I don't say high enough in the pecking order, I'm going to get fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be stripped mentally and like sent to the bottom of the pile.
I used to have that one all the time.
Because hierarchy in my bodies probably still feels like something that exists, because it does exist. And like, especially as something to be aware of as an individual, just for resources. Like, fuck, where am I? What am I entitled to? You know what I mean? Of all the collective food.
I love how you just like stop after a point.
I just let that resonate. I just drop it in there and just like
So,
just let it sell.
Did you train yourself to lucid dreaming? You didn't?
I think I can't remember if I'd like started reading about it. I think I must have started reading about it, and then it occurred shortly after that. And it was just totally spontaneous. It was that dream I said where I'm getting chased by some monster, and then all of a sudden I end up in a totally different environment. And it just occurred to us, this is a dream. I was like, this is definitely a dream. I was like, whoa. So I just stopped, turned, monster was gone. Next thing I know, I'm in Cramlington friggin' village, like during the day. And I was like, I wonder if that person will just walk around the corner right now. And they did. This person just walked around the corner, and I was like, I pictured somebody else. I was like, I wonder if they just walked around the corner. And they walked around the corner, and I had this like line of people that I just conjured. I was like, and they're just doing exactly as I thought, like right, just walking uniformly in a line here.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I can control this shit. And then
that's how it began.
Yeah. Then the more I had, the better I got. I like being able to control it.
Because they say there's people that choose to get into it. They've got like there's certain things you've got to do to be able to sort of get your mind in sync to do it. And one of them is
dream recall.
Dream recall. Have a dream diary.
Yeah.
Also during the day, make it conscious that you know you're awake. Like, what does it say when you walk through a door? I've just walked through a door. You tap on a table or something like that. And then when you're in the dream, How does that reflect on that? How do you?
Because usually in dreams, things don't happen the way you want them. Like, you'll flick a light switch and the light usually won't go on. But guess what? In my dreams, they totally do. In my dreams, everything happens that would happen in reality.
Yeah.
Like, I once had they say you can't take like photos and stuff like that in dreams. I once in a lucid dream, I thought I'm going to test that theory. So I imagined this digital camera, and it looked perfectly real. And I took a photo, and I was like, if that photo matches like what I'm pointing the camera at, then that'll prove that I've got amazing fucking control. And sure enough, it resembled exactly what it would have taken a photo of. And I was like, that's such a rarity. And I do it with light switches in these dreams as well. I'd flick them and the lights would go on and off as normal. Whereas I've also had dreams where that hasn't happened though. So it is like rare for that to happen. But when my dreams get hyper real in these lucid states, there's no difference other than there's more detail. Everything happens the way you would expect it to happen. And if you expect to just walk, I've done things where I've just walked through walls. I've just went to myself, you know, I actually decide to walk through that wall. Because you usually think I'll go and find people. Because that's what you do. You're just like, I'm just going to have a little run around. Just going to like find some people to do whatever with, you know.
Yeah.
Punch them in the face, like whatever. Sometimes you do some weird shit. If you can do anything you want, humans will do weird shit. And I suppose they'll test things. Like going up and going, right, I'll go and punch somebody. That's what my dreams would have been doing to us anyway. By conjuring it for us, but in a lucid dream, you still choose to act out like these basic things. You can imagine what they are. There's a lot of sexual stuff. It's aggressive, and then it's the crazy stuff like flying.
Flying, yeah.
You just say, I'm just gonna fly now, and you can feel it. You can feel it as if it was physically possible in the real material world, like this world right now, and how that would feel. Well, that's how it does feel in a lucid dream,
which makes it feel even more real.
Yeah.
You should get back into that. You should start lucid dreaming again.
I'm always like aware of it on a night time. I'm like, I can't have a lucid dream here, you know. Just remember that, Phil. But then these days I like my dreams to just happen to us. I like to just like settle in and let things happen to me. It's just like a little trip.
So you say that you're like conscious in a lucid dream. Then how does it end? Like how?
Well, sometimes you get like. That's a good thing, because sometimes I'll have to calm myself down. Like I used to say that to myself, calm down, Phil, otherwise it'll disappear. Because if you get too hyper alert, sometimes you'll wake yourself up and you're like, fuck. So there's that aspect of it.
Because I thought, like, if you're controlling it and things that happen, then how can then you go back into that sort of unconscious sleep state and wake up?
Yeah, sometimes that does happen where all of a sudden you actually just forget that you're dreaming and you're back into the dream guiding you. Because it's quite hard, because you've got like all the power in the universe in your mind. It's in your mind and you're like, God, I can do anything. And it feels so delicate, because you're like, if I just wake up or go into a different sleep pattern, a different sleep state, then it's all going to go. So you're like tiptoeing around, think, fuck, I've got the power of the universe in my mind. It's just the most amazing feeling ever. But yeah, that's why most of them don't really last that long, because you just like freak yourself out in the best way possible to the end, where you're like, fuck!
So does it just sort of fade out, or is it like just changes like that?
Can be either.
Yeah.
But the whole experience is, if you get it right, like if you exert some like a good level of control over it,
so it takes a lot of discipline.
One of the best experiences ever. See, I wasn't that. The thing that helped me was being able to recall my dreams the next day. I had a really good dream recall memory or whatever.
How does that help though? How does
remembering
what's happened in the past?
Because it makes you more aware of dreams. Like they're taking. If you think you forget most of your dreams, well, in this one you don't really forget most of your dreams, or you don't forget as much as most people. Like, and so you're like aware of like dream states not quite matching up with the real world, because you're thinking about them.
I can imagine it being quite hard recalling dreams, because obviously you're asleep, you dream, you wake up, then reality hits you again, and then I'll have to consciously think, right, I need to write down the dream. Oh shit, what did I just dream? I can't remember now. So was it hard? Did you?
No.
It wasn't hard.
No.
To remember what's just happened.
No, not at all.
Do you feel like
sometimes you'd fucking forget?
Do you feel like you have a window of time before?
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely. So it is like
you've got to like solidify that memory. You've got to go quickly. Remember it, and
then write it down.
Yeah. The worst one is when you think you've come up with like a class idea for something. So it's like you get like songs in your head where you're like, that sounds amazing. You know, it's probably totally like gobbledygook. And you're trying to remember it, and you're just seeing them, you're just feeling the memory fade.
Yeah.
But it's mad how you can try and piece it together, and then like, right, just manage to fish that out. now it's stored as a proper memory. You know what I mean? Just by activating the memory.
Yeah. So I suppose by storing it as almost like a real memory, if you want to dream about it again, it's sort of already locked in there. It'll become more established.
Yeah, like so similar themes would be like, this seems familiar. Oh yeah, last time that happened, I was dreaming.
I'm dreaming. Yeah.
Yeah. There's been times though when I've been like in a dream state and try to like hear my body breathing. I've just like tried to quiet everything down and I could hear myself like
That's weird.
breathing us, and I'm in this dream world. So imagine being where you are right now, but hearing your actual body breathing. It's like whoa, but then that spooks you out because sometimes you're like, crap. What if I stop breathing? So you try to breathe in the dream. It's like the Matrix. He's like, you think that's air you're breathing? You're like, fuck. Obviously, this dream body isn't my body. And you're like, how the fuck do I actually control my body then? If I'm stuck in a dream, it's like, what the fuck? And that skitters you. And sometimes you wake up going, fuck. And you're like, shit.
That sounds intense.
Yeah, but not as bad as the friggin' sleep paralysis though.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that because I never forgot that. Sleep paralysis. It's a nasty. It's a nasty thing. It's horrible. That whole being paralysed in the bed and not being able to move. You scream sometimes and nothing's coming out. It's just horrible.
So is this a dream or are you awake?
Well, it is a dream, right? But both.
Right.
You're convinced you're awake, and sometimes you can even see your body in your bed. You can see that you just can't move. But even that, I think, in reality, is actually still a dream, even though it seems so real. And you get this paralysed feeling where there's nothing you can do. You can't scream because you try to ask for help. You're like, oh, you know, you do that, like you can't get the words out. You're like, ah. And it's like, oh, this is horrible. Yeah. You're putting all the force into it. You're like, what the fuck? You can't lift your arms, can't lift your legs, can't do anything. And then it doesn't always happen, but in I think probably most cases, you see this fucking figure in the doorway there. This dark, creepy, horrible, skitty as hell figure that you know is going to come up and fuck with you. And sometimes it like puts so much pressure on your chest that you just can't breathe. And you're like, what the fuck? Sometimes it'll sexually assault you. I've had like my package squeezed by this entity so tight because you're skits and you think, what if they grip harder? And then they do that, and then that happens. And you're skits and you go, fuck, and you keep trying to fight it. The more you fight it, the worse it gets. So imagine your balls in a fucking vice, man. That's that kind of shit. And the harder you're trying to pull them out, another twist, another turn. Yeah. Tighter. And it's good though, because one thing I learned from it was sometimes you just gotta let go of control, Phil. Just let go of the fact that you're not in control. And once I did that, in these like old hag states, then it would like disappear, and I would be able to come out and actually wake up and be like, gotta get out. Yeah. Luckily I got out of that one.
So if you were like having this like sleep paralysis thing, and say if I walked in, what would you look like?
Yeah,
are you like actually like rigid in the bed, or you?
I think some extreme cases, some people might be like that, but me, it would just be sleeping. It would just be lying there normal. Yeah.
It's weird then, isn't it?
I have had them before.
Horrible thing.
And I was talking about that to my mum and my sister last night, and they mentioned shadow figures as well.
Yeah.
Which is because we're talking about the topic because we're talking about ghosts. You know, old houses we've lived in, and we got talking about ghosts and spooky things that have been going on, and that's when this conversation came up about seeing these shadow figures whilst in this sort of paralysed state. Oh. So it's weird, isn't it, how that sleep paralysis has the common, companion of having the shadow figure. The two go hand in hand. I know,
and it's cross-cultural. Like it's all cultures say the same thing more or less.
So I guess it's some sort of, I don't know if it's some primitive fear. Like the shadow figure.
The fact that a lot of the time it's a female, an old hag.
Yeah.
It's an old, horrible, dishevelled woman. That's like
insidious there.
That is the scariest thing ever, and I think I've said that on here before. That is the sketchiest thing, because that is bang on the money. That's what it's fucking like. Yeah. If you imagine that insidious, horrible, crazy creature fucking on top of you, squeezing your balls and strangling you at the same time. One of the worst experiences
I think some people might like that film.
Probably.
It's weird, isn't it? It's creepy. It is creepy, because I guess you take for granted how powerful the brain is. Whichever brain you're going off, the body brain or the the mind brain. Yeah,
they can both totally screw you over.
Yeah,
with these images. It always makes me feel totally disappointed in myself if I've just watched a scary film and I've got to go upstairs for like a whiz, and I'm like, I didn't put the light on, Phil. You didn't need the light on. and then you bottle it and you're going, actually, I did need the light on, just so I didn't trip over. And you try like rationalising your mind, you're like, no, you pussied out with that one. But you're a fairy. You couldn't go upstairs or turn the light on because you watched a scary film, you pathetic man. That's all right.
You know you're watching a film as well, that's the worst bit. It's not like that character from the film's going to be there. It's a film.
Yeah. But then you're still skits when you're like, oh shit, it's time to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Is something going to be there?
Is he there?
And then you're like, no. For the millionth time that I've done this experiment, no. And there never ever is. So why am I scared?
What about animals dreaming then? Because obviously cats and dogs.
So it's probably like a similar thing.
Do you think it's
just
like
putting in images that'll help them in their actual environment from when they wake up?
Yeah, it's like that point you mentioned earlier on. What did you say it was again? Like
the threat simulation thing.
A threat simulation thing.
Yeah.
It's just their way of sort of adapting, preparing.
It's just it's downloading like these safety updates on the operating system, isn't it?
So does everything dream then? The goldfish dream. For example,
mammals dream.
Mammals do.
But aside from that, I'm not sure if like reptiles not dream. Probably not. They're pretty dumb. Do you have dreams of like smells and just basic stuff? You know.
I was reading something about mammals where they have this thing, and humans who are obviously mammals, they have this thing called, I think it's theta rhythm, and it's like a brainwave, and this brainwave occurs when an animal is facing a threat. So say for example like a hare will, like, you know when it's facing a threat because it'll stand up, its ears will go up, and they've monitored brainwaves. Obviously must have put them in kind of a simulation environment, and then as they sleep they have this theta rhythm when they're in REM sleep as well, and it only happens when they're in this like threatening situation and sleep. So this would kind of like support this idea of like your dreams being a threat simulation, like putting you into that state where you've got to like react to threat and see how like you're gonna avoid it or.
And something was said earlier where most dreams are negative.
Yeah.
Like the emotions, the feelings, the environment.
So you get this threat simulation when you're at your most relaxed, which is kind of strange, isn't it? Because that's when your body's in total relaxation. That's when obviously muscle grows. If you've been to the gym, you know that for some reason that happens when your body's it's most rested. But if you get these threat simulations whilst that's the case, it's quite interesting. Just like you said, that's just like downloading information and installing it, and
which kind of takes a little bit of the
magic away,
doesn't it? Yeah, just a little
by
bit.
Making it more scientific and more biological. It's kind of like oh shit,
right.
Oh, right, okay.
Just, it's not a gift from the aliens.
No,
the aliens haven't created a dream matrix for that we think is natural, but it's actually all just hacked brains.
Yeah,
just theories though. Like nobody really knows like why we dream. Like this is like obviously a hypothesis, but it's just one person's theory.
I'm totally looking forward to like dreaming tonight. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be class. I'm gonna try my best to have a lucid dream. Yeah. But sometimes you just can't, because you just totally buy it. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, that's totally fine. That I've went from the Metro Centre to friggin' like the London Eye, and just by walking down that path and opening that door.
Yeah.
You're like, no, that's perfect sense. It's mad how you get fooled. Why does your brain like it takes like a catch off, doesn't it? Like logic catch. Yeah. It just goes right. I'll just take that click. Right. Logic is not a problem now. Now they will believe this scenario and act out in it.
Yeah, it just totally turns it into a
like,
fantastical
like,
creation.
What the fuck is logic in our brains? Is logic just like a brain circuit, like a few circuits in a switch? That the body itself just switches off logic circuitry to allow us to consciously accept. So that shows that our consciousness is directly affected by the brain, though. So it's not like totally separate things, like which you wouldn't expect anyway. But that is a mad idea, isn't it? Like shit. I suppose when people put like drill down into people's brains for these experiments, you ever seen them? And the different areas of the brain are simulated, and they'll report different emotions. They'll go from being like, oh, I feel totally elated to oh, I feel totally depressed. What the fuck? It's mad. So your brain,
so powerful.
But so that again, are we just our brains then? Because then that takes the magic off as well. You're like, oh, I'm just a brain.
Yeah.
I'm not even a soul.
I'm just this
I'm
thing.
just matter.
Yeah.
I'm just electricity, really. Like, you know what I mean?
But then it makes you think, what's the point in all of this? Back to the universal sort of side of things, but it's like, well, okay, what's the point? Why does everything that exists exist? And what do they exist in? And for what ends? What's the point?
I know. I just.
I said that there, and that way it makes it sound depressing. What's the point? But
I know, but that's what that is what it is.
I don't know if we'll ever know that. It's just something that
I think we'll find out, man.
you think we'll find out.
I honestly think humans will find out if they don't die.
Yeah, I think the aliens will tell.
I think humans will be leading the way. I bet humans are probably leading the way in the galaxy anyway. It's only like 14 billion years old or something. Yeah, I think it's just upped a little bit. Say it's 14 billion years old. It's not that old. We're pretty advanced. We can actually sense shit in space. So we're probably like pretty highly advanced in the universe.
Yeah.
But then again, you're thinking in terms of thousands of years. We're talking fucking millions and billions of years. Yeah, maybe shit evolved much quicker. We've seen what the Egyptians did thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
So who's to say actually? Oh yeah, there's probably loads of like much highly evolved alien societies than on Earth, or maybe it's not.
Which I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the size of the universe. Huge, massive. It really pisses me off when people say that they don't believe in aliens, because aliens are everything down to the microbacterial level.
Yeah.
It's just some form of life, which they found exists on.
Yeah.
Is it meteors or comets?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but it exists on them sorts of rocks and things. So life's out there, but
wait a minute, that's been discovered for a fact.
I'm sure they're finding microbacterial life on stones that have crashed to Earth.
Is it not like a fossil of it though?
I don't know.
Like, is it actual living bacteria, or is it just remnants of?
It could be remnants of it. I mean, if there was water on Mars, which they believe there was, there's
Yeah.
got to have been some sort of life in there. Come on, surely.
Oh, fuck! Imagine that. I wish we had another planet like Mars.
They're on about going to Mars, aren't they? One-way tickets.
See, this is what I want. I want there to be two, like, planets that we can just jump between. Like, right, let's go to Mars.
Imagine if that was the case, and then Mars started to be terraformed by us, and then only the wealthy or those who could afford it would go to Mars, and sort of a population of this planet here would just sort of be left. Yeah. Sort of like a, I don't know, like slum situation whereby this planet's just left to die.
What's that film? District 9?
Equilibrium.
District 9?
No. Equilibrium? No.
District 13? Either way.
No, I know what you mean.
District 9's a weird one. Yeah.
It's like District. It's the same director.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elysium.
Yes.
Yes. Elysium. Matt Damon. Yeah.
That's how class is that world though? That
I've not seen the film.
Oh, it's class. There's just like this big wheel with like if you imagine like a wheel, right, and then inside of that wheel is like grass and shit.
Right.
This is this new world that the rich live on that film.
And this planet's been left.
And the planet's like all just like shanty towns and stuff, slums.
That's odd.
So you've predicted it. You predicted that film, yeah. Well done.
Yeah, even though it's already been made.
Yeah.
So that's probably been subconsciously put into my head. So what about nightmares then? Because they say that nightmares are caused, or can be. There's more chance of you having a nightmare in a room that's colder. Have you heard that theory?
Yeah.
Which is odd. Why would that give you a nightmare? Put more fear in you.
I suppose because it's a bit dangerous, isn't it? It's a dangerous state when things are starting to get too cold, and it seems like your body's like emotional state, subconscious emotion, filters through into this dream world, dream environment. Because can't stuff that's happening outside of you influence your dream? Like, say if someone was like jangling a lot of change while you were asleep and dreaming, that sometimes then comes into the mind.
It does, yeah.
And you then picture someone perhaps doing the same thing or doing something similar.
Yeah.
Because of that noise.
I used to have a dream where I'd be, it was a nightmare, a nightmare where I was getting chased by, I'd be running around a circuit in a field with like loads of hedges. I think I mentioned this on the podcast before, and there'd be a baboon at a certain point. I'd be always like, shit, run, and then back to the baboon, big baboon, big gnarly looking fucker, this huge thing, vicious teeth.
Shit.
But that was just another strange dream. That was probably early teens. I'd get that. This baboon, constant sort of pressure to move. I don't know. It's I can barely recall it, to be honest, but I vaguely remember bits of it. Yeah.
It starts to paint a picture though as you like start describing your dreams. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you'll have the totally abstract dream. You'll start saying what it was to somebody, and as you're like saying it, it sounds metaphorical, like, that sounded like it had meaning.
Yeah.
You know, and you just didn't realise at the time, but it's until you like verbalise it, like, that does sound like maybe some harking back to my childhood because of X amount of reasons. Crazy shit. Like,
Didn't you used to always have a dream or a nightmare about a hand?
that was like one of my first dreams that I ever remember. Was where this hand came out of like a wardrobe. I was in my bedroom. I was like 3 or 4 when I had this dream. So in my bedroom, and everything was black, like fucking total pitch black in this room, and it was all like the furniture had turned like gothic-y kind of shit, and it had cobwebs on. This is as a little baby dreaming this, like whoa, and out of this like cupboard, this hand with like a bit of the arm still on it, like just jumped out and like tried to get us and that, and I like ran out of the room and onto the landing, and the hand was like following us, and I picked it up and like chucked it down the stairs, and what freaks us out about it, and it still gives us shivers now, is that the hand started to climb back up the stairs, and I was like like, that was like a fundamentally terrifying dream for me, because that was the first time when I think I woke up and I was thinking, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
You know, one of those first experiences, like as a human, you're like, wow, that's huge, what the hell, what does that mean?
Yeah.
That's like the Adam's Family, isn't it?
Yeah.
The little hand.
Yeah.
That used to freak me out, like when I used to watch that.
Yeah.
It's funny,
and I wouldn't have even have seen that. In this image is a lot of children report that.
Really?
A hand. Yeah, it's quite a common dream in kids, I think. It's probably because when you're a little baby, that's like fucking saying like
giant hands. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I used to remember when I used to have nightmares when I was young. I used to wake up crying, and it was a really strange.
Oh, that's a horrible feeling, something like that.
Strange sort of like sensation, waking up crying about something you've just imagined, and then not knowing why, and just feeling like confused and perplexed at what you've just thought, and
because the emotion was so powerful that it actually physically made your body bubble.
Do you ever have the dreams where you fall and you
Oh,
actually
yeah.
wake up?
Do you ever have the dreams where you fall and you land? I get the dreams where I fall and land all the time.
I heard once that if you fall in your dream and you actually land, then you die.
you die. I've heard that before.
Yeah, I can tell you right now that doesn't happen, because I've survived loads of falls. You can feel it like going through your body, like ow.
I also heard that if you're sleepwalking and someone wakes you up, you have a heart attack and die.
That's not. It could happen probably, but like it's probably not going to happen.
You'd probably just have a bit of shock, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Where am I? Shit.
My pants. Gary, where's my pants?
No, it's weird. I remember I sleepwalked years ago with my granddad's. He must have been coming to bed. He must have heard us or something. So I came out the door, and apparently I was asking for Gavin, who was a friend of mine at the time. He was like, well, no, he wasn't. He'd been friends with us in years before then. I was like, where's Gavin? Where's Gavin? Where's Gavin? I'm stood sleepwalking. Where's Gavin? And my granddad just turned us around and just sent us back. Yeah. Strange.
If they knock that out though, that you know how your body paralyzes itself with this chemical.
Yeah.
To stop you from acting out your dreams. So they've done experiments with like dogs and cats and shit where they've like knocked that like circuitry out in their brains, and then they do get up and just act stuff. Like they'll just go around, even though they're dreaming, they're just totally walk. You know, the same way like people like sleepwalk, like that they will physically act out. Like that, the idea that your body paralyzes itself in the first place is insane. And how quickly you can get out of it. It must have to pump another chemical to like flush that out or something, for you to like actually then come back online and be like, right, I can actually move my body again. It's mad how things like that happen instantaneously almost. Yeah. Like adrenaline secretion in your body. You know, like if you get a fright, it doesn't take long for the for you to feel the adrenaline pump around your body. It's like bam, instantly. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's just like we're just like chemicals now, like just reactions all the time.
How does it even travel that fast through your body?
I guess
loads of blood.
It's just the senses, isn't it? It'd be a combination of all sorts of different senses kicking in to fit the appropriate situation.
But it's mad, isn't it? How your body just do that. And again, waking up from a paralysed state in a completely functionable state.
Is there anything worse than getting a shock or getting a fright? Like somebody doing that. It's just that instinct of, whoa!
Yeah.
It's mad.
It's a rush, like, isn't it? It's like, what the fuck's going on?
I get dead angry when people do it to me. Like somebody gives us a shock. What are you fucking doing?
Yeah, I can get pissed off just because I react like a total bitch, me, sometimes. I was once in a lift, right? This is when I was working for the ministry. I was in a lift, came to the bottom, and this lad had been waiting, it was like, scare me, and this lass. You know, rah, and I did the old school like lift me knee up and like shield my face, like head behind me hands and stuff, and I went like ah! And I was like, oh my god, and I was like, oh well, that is how I react then. That's how my body reacts, like a total pathetic little bitch. I was so humiliated. So I hope, yeah, I can get pissed off with people scared because I'm thinking, you nearly made me look weak. Don't do that. And that's what your dreams are trying to help you with, aren't they? Trying to stop you from being weak, trying to make you stronger. Which is it's got to be that. As soon as I read that, I was like, yeah, that's the theory.
Yeah, that's
the
the one
truth.
I most agree with, definitely.
Yeah, but then you've got people that read into their dreams, like the situations that happen in their dreams. They look for meaning in them, and it reflects on their current life.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose that again ties into that. If they've got certain stresses that are then reflected through dreams, and then they look at the meaning, it reflects, I feel like this because of this. Yeah. So if people are getting anxious about whatever, and then they have a dream that reflects that, and they look it up, that makes sense. Yeah.
It's mad shit.
It is mad
The
shit.
thing that I was saying is earlier as well, when like how do they know about the faces thing? You know, like how we're all meant to just conjure faces in my dreams that like of people have already seen.
You can't think of somebody
yes,
you've never seen.
suppose you don't conjure like a brand new face. Your brain just uses its like memory for faces. It's just like, oh, there's a template there. Just use that one.
Take that one out.
Like how the hell? But like how the hell do these scientists know that that's the case? How the hell do you measure that?
Yeah, it's not like
like how do you measure somebody seeing a face? Can they can't locate memories in people's heads?
No, it's not like they can watch them back.
Aye?
They can't watch them live. No, he's never seen that person before. He's thinking it up. Isn't it mad?
Imagine if you could like actually see people doing it. It'd be amazing.
Watch people's
they're getting
dreams.
closer with that, like, you know, to say that.
How would they
probably not, but
How would they ever do that though?
well, if they had like a fucking Ryan's bloody what they called quantum computers.
Yeah.
One of them to just like decode all the information of your brain, like all the signals, just fire it.
Translate it into something that
Yeah.
is viewable.
Yeah.
Through whatever sort of converter.
Have you seen the film Divergent?
Nah.
That kind of happens on there, where they see into the girls' dreams. That's pretty good.
It would be amazing, wouldn't it? Like, first thing I would do in the morning would be like, right, I've recorded my dreams on the DVD there, I'll just put that on, watch that with my coffee. Just be like, fuck, I forgot about that bit. I wonder how weird it would look. I always try and search online for people's ideas of like a dream environment.
I think it would be like, my personal opinion, I think it would be a lot of flashes and a lot of like areas that aren't sort of
filled in.
Yeah. And stuff just sort of, it's all smooth and it just sort of not everything's, things sort of flashing in and out.
Say for a normal dream, but on a lucid dream, that's where it's told.
Well, I've yet to like experience. I think I have, had a lucid dream before, but nothing I could sort of control to the best of my abilities. It's just sort of been. There's been times I've thought, oh shit, I'm dreaming. Shit, I've just woke up.
Yeah.
It's not. I haven't been trained enough to do the full thing, but I need to. So that'd be quite interesting actually, if possible. Because it's
unreal, man.
Yeah, it's such a fantastical concept, isn't it? That you can control something that you can't really control. Because obviously, like we said, your dreams are totally beyond control, and then you put in there and you can't control.
Yeah, it's mad how that like arena though, the dream is like pure imagination.
Yeah.
From the experiments that you can do in lucid dreams, and they're like, wow, this is total imagination. Because what you do is like you get the controls handed over to you. Like your body's been on control, conjuring this dream so far, but when you're lucid, you're like, right, now I've got the controls. Yeah. Now I can push the buttons and turn the knobs to do whatever I want. Like, I create physics now. Like, the laws of physics are yours to create moment by moment.
You're like an architect of your own mind.
So anything you can imagine can become a reality in however, like, way you want it to be.
I've got to watch Inception. Totally, like,
you should watch Inception now. It's probably on YouTube.
Oh, got it on DVD. Just need to fucking watch it, right?
Not that I'm advocating piracy of any sort, like, I'm just
No.
Do you dare? You should watch it though. Should have watched it before this, you dumbass.
Oh, fucking sorry, mum.
I'll have to try the lucid dream control. Give it a go.
Like, what would you want to do?
What would I want to do?
If you could do absolutely anything, what would you want to do?
Gotta fly.
It's usually flying that you go with, like.
Yeah,
because we're such terrestrial animals.
Yeah.
The ground is our domain. We don't fly.
It's mad how we want to fly though.
Yeah.
Why the hell would we want that?
Because it probably just looks so fun. It's just a totally different concept
Yeah.
of the way we live our lives.
I suppose it just represents total freedom and power, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, I can float above all the bullshit and be free. That's essentially what it is, isn't it?
Going where you want to go and
Yeah.
kind of
Nothing
doing what you
stops.
want to do. Yeah, yeah. Funny thing is, I don't know if birds would think the same. I don't know if birds would like want to think, oh, I wish I could like
Yeah.
run around.
I
and
wish I could
fall
drive
out.
that car.
Yeah, because they haven't got. I don't know if they haven't got they're not as intelligent as us. So I don't know if they'd have the ability to sort of even think about it.
Yeah.
Even think about like, oh, I wish I could walk.
Aye.
I wish I could walk. Yeah. We're just weird, aren't we? In the grand scheme, in terms of what else is on the planet, we are odd.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the reasons why people think aliens brought us here, because we're so different.
We're totally different from... Well, we're not totally different in many ways from bonobos and chimps. But in other respects, like the extra added layers of the brain,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We're like a fucking cortex and a neocortex, bitch. You know what I mean? You've got like layers and layers of different brain parts compared to like a chimp and stuff.
Yeah.
And so these extra bits are the bits where we are totally different from absolutely everything there. Our brains are fucking massive. That's why we get born early. Because if our brain like developed any bigger inside the uterus, you'd never be born.
Yeah.
Because the head would never get through.
Yeah.
And humans are supposed to have like the most painful childbirth of pretty much all animals anyway, aren't they?
That doesn't make
the head's
sense.
so big.
That doesn't make sense from like an evolutionary standpoint. Why it would cause so much pain, sometimes possible death, given birth.
I think it's just a trade-off. I think it's just like, look, if you want seriously clever, intelligent animals, your bodies are this size, so
But how
it's
come-
going to have to develop this
How come
far.
over millions of years or thousands of years, well, wouldn't so much happen over thousands of years, but how come our bodies haven't adapted to change?
Well, if the just to get raw crude here for one
That's
moment,
all right.
if the vaginas were to get like much bigger, mate, it ain't gonna be no fun for no white guy. You know what I mean? So maybe it's like
But those black guys, goddamn,
we're doing fine over here.
the brothers are doing good. I'd say not
Dudes
so,
are like teaming up and taping the dicks together.
you put tape around yours first, and we'll go together. It still doesn't make sense to me though, because it's like there would be some way you could sort of, right, we're going to evolve in such a way that doesn't hurt, but it's still not going to affect, sexual intercourse, should we say.
Yeah, I know.
But this is like total bro science and total
Totally 100%.
just daft opinions, isn't it? But
But sometimes you expect like evolution
yeah,
and natural selection to just give all the answers. I don't think it's a case of like somebody is like in charge of, they're on level 2 of evolution now they get this like care package. I think it's just like, here's an accidental mutation of a gene. It seemed to work out in that environment, and those offspring survived for generations to pass that gene on. I think it's more like random. So you cannot always go looking to evolution to have out-designed
yeah.
what we can imagine. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we can imagine, we better have this happened. But evolution's just like, yeah, man, I'm not even a thing, man. I'm just a fucking process that happens.
Yeah.
Genes.
The more you look at sort of science behind life and behind nature, the more kind of depressing life gets when you just sort of think, right, okay, it is what it is, sort of thing. Some of the fantastical elements to life disappear, and it's just sort of like, we are what we are, and we're just adapting in whichever, to fit the situation we're in, sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's no like, it starts to lose a bit of the magic.
Yeah.
It's just like, right, we're here, and we're here, and that's just what's happening. It's just
There's no God, for real. Like that kind of thing.
yeah.
Nah, heaven is absolutely nowhere in the known or unknown universe. It doesn't exist. Sorry, guys.
I don't believe in any idea behind heaven. I think it's just a way of for people that are scared of death, just getting over it. It's okay. Want to die and go to heaven?
I mean, like heaven is like an afterlife state, though, not just like a Christian palace.
Yeah, so a state of being once you've died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm convinced of just from that like salvia.
Do you believe it
experience.
exists?
Yes, because I felt like I've been there when I took salvia. It was the one where, actually, it was every single one of them. Like you get the sense of familiarity, and you're searching through your brain to try and remember.
Mm-hmm.
This is just as the trip is kicking in after like fucking 60 seconds, and it's just intense. And you're trying to remember like a memory of what it is you're feeling, because it feels so familiar. Like, do I recognise this? Do I recognise that? And then all the conclusion you come to is, this is what I felt like before I was born.
Really?
That's what it feels like. You're like, this is the state between the physical material world and this layer of death that keeps you like away from it. It's like peering through there and just being like, this is the fucking afterlife.
Yeah.
Or the pre-life. It's the same thing.
But you're still doing that using your brain. And then once you die, your brain dies.
Yeah,
So you're dead, so
you think like psychedelic experiences are definitely just like in the same way like dreams are just conjured.
Well, yeah.
It's just your brain using chemicals to conjure like an environment.
Well, what I'm saying is like during life, your brain's sort of like it's sort of a power source that's only available because you're alive. So when you're dead, your brain doesn't work anymore. So how can you conjure these images of an after? Or how could you be in an afterlife when sort of the source of that creation's gone? Do you know what I mean? You're dead
because what it feels like is the bit that
so it feels like you leave sort of.
It feels like it's a state that isn't governed by the laws of physics in this universe.
Right. Okay. So you imagine that you'd sort of disappear to this dimension once you've died.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Sort of like how you dream, I suppose. It's like going from this state now into a dream. That's like you're just fucking propelled into another world, another dimension. Do you know what I mean? Because you're still experiencing stuff, but you're not actually experiencing it as your body. Because your body's lying there asleep. So your mind still survives and creates images and everything the body would do, smells, taste, even though these organs aren't actually getting used. But again, that is just the brain. I suppose you could say that. But
yeah, but is that not just another part of your brain?
That
Whilst you're asleep, like a small part that's still sort of firing away.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. But just that transition, that like, you know, going from one state to another, that's what it feels like when you peer through.
Yeah.
So that's what, as I say, that's what it feels like. Like, if you can imagine that just being a line just drawn down the middle of this room, and someone, and you're just looking through and you're like, whoa. I think that's what it feels like. That's the kind of trips you actually get, like visually. It absolutely blows your mind. So, as always, I'm always trying to like rationalise why there is an afterlife, because I hate the idea of it all just ending.
Yeah.
That is the most depressing shit ever. Because then
which I think
what you've seen before. What is the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? Just like keep replicating ourselves, self-replicating machines. That's what we are. Like just having babies and stuff, and then they have babies. Then it seems like it's not really getting anywhere. You know what I mean? Or is it? That's the thing. Is it going somewhere or isn't it?
Yeah.
And what's actually dictating that in its very essence?
But then what would be the point in an afterlife? Like what would humans achieve? Like what? Because you say like, if you just die and there's nothing, there's no like what's the point to life? But then also if there was something after, what comes of that? Like, well,
why only experience one life? I'm not saying I believe in reincarnation, by the way, but I'm just saying like why just one life? Is it out there a possibility that like we get to experience a few different lives? Because that would be a worthy enough reason for there being an afterlife. But then you're still left with the same question. Oh well, what was the point in 3 lives? What was the point in 10 lives? Yeah. Well, the only logical conclusion we can come to is that it's to learn and use that knowledge somewhere else. You know what I mean? Maybe it is. Maybe it's something totally different. I don't know, because it's losing the physical aspect to it. So we're always thinking in terms of the physical. You know what I mean? Because that's what we're operating in all the time, apart from when you're dreaming. So maybe there's some crap that your consciousness loves in these like between life states that we just can't conceive of in the as consciousness in the physical world, if you know what I mean. So
do you think like when you die, like your consciousness being like sort of not attached to your brain as such, that kind of could have the possibility of surviving still, even though like your brain and body is dead, but because your consciousness is individual to yourself, that could still, because
that energy go somewhere else.
I don't think it's like out of the realm of possibility. I tend more toward it just as a fucking comfort. Like I'd rather that. You know what I mean? I don't want to not ever experience anything for all eternity. That is shit. That is the shittest deal ever. It actually sounds so ridiculous. Like, look how fucking complex we are, just having conversations, using computers and microphones and shit. Yeah. What would be the point in developing, like, this kind of skill I'm not saying I'm skillful. You know what I mean? Like this kind of skill at being alive and taking in data and learning and shit like this.
Mhm.
What would be the point of that? What if it
Just for it
didn't
to all
serve-
disappear.
Aye.
Like, almost like it's just a pointless
Yeah.
exercise.
The only
Yeah.
thing that would make sense is if we're all designed to keep making people until we make the perfect person, and then something fucking happens. That would be the only like logical like yeah. That's why we keep replicating, because we're waiting for the Antichrist.
Or the second coming.
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye, or the pro Christ.
Pro Christ.
The Christ. Mr. Christ. Mr. Michael Christ.
Michael Christ, get your ass down here. No, I think a lot of people do look to religion for comfort. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
I think it's the fears.
I'm basically that, but haven't stripped away the bullshit and the lies of like the sacred books,
Yeah.
like the Bible. I'm like, right, I can just dissolve all of that, but keep at me core the fucking standard human fear, that existential fear of, oh fuck, do I survive
Mm.
after this life
You-
or not?
You do know the Bible's got stories that they've ripped off from like
Ah,
ancient Japanese and Chinese cultures, like the story of Noah
Oh,
and the flood. That's not an original to the story of
and the dates of
Old
his
Testament.
birth and everything, they're all
Yeah.
fucking jacked.
Yeah. So when was his birthday? It wasn't. Was it January? Was it January? Because it's not actually December 25th, because it's ripped off of a pagan festival, isn't it?
Yeah. Wasn't it like a Roman decision?
I think it could have been. Yeah. They were just like the sort of the big business of the time, weren't they? Like buying people. I was just gonna pinch that. No, I think religion is something that should be sort of abolished now. We should be past the phase of
Just,
having to
yeah.
believe in the look, but then people will come back to me with the excuse of saying, well, there's certain morals in there, blah blah blah. You can take them morals without
Yeah.
being religious.
Yeah, atheists
So
tend
you're
to
a nice
have
person.
more morals than
Yeah.
theists.
But then atheists, they sort of have the
Same thing going on.
same thing going on, because they get sort of
Closing of the mind.
the closing of the mind. Yeah.
hmm That's why the only logical place to be is on the fucking fence, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At this stage, it's like, is it worth going on one side or the other, just to like satisfy the short term?
Mm.
Just so it's like, oh, that's safe. I can feel that. That's alright. Blah. That explains everything.
I think a lot of
Or do you order your fucking self and your species intelligence to sit on the fence and always just be like, you know what it is? Still living not enough to have a decision on this. We still need to keep exploring with thought and coming up with ideas like religious ideas and stuff like that. Come up with them. There's things to contemplate, but we can come to certain conclusions ourselves naturally of how to like structure society without
Yeah.
needing the religious influence.
But then I think a lot of that's nature versus nurture sort of thing. If somebody's born into a family of devout Christians and Muslims, let's be honest,
Yeah, it gets
they're
encoded.
probably going to be the same themselves.
Because it'll get like encoded in their brain and that.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why we'll always probably like slightly feel more likely that Christianity would be true if any of them is, just because we've been in schools where you probably had to sing hymns and stuff like that and seen Christ imagery,
Yeah.
you know?
The imagery of Christ itself is pretty horrific when you think about it.
It's sadistic shit. Like,
It's a man on a cross. It's a man being crucified. But then they say, oh, that's where it gives us hope. It's somebody being tortured hanging around your neck. What you know about?
and it's a bit harsh, like
Yeah.
celebrating what humans can do to each other.
But then there's the supernatural element of the fact he came back a couple of days later. Or the body disappeared, then he came back.
And I bet that's like a massive part of the story just missing. It's like, wait a minute, what do you mean? Like, who interacted with him?
Where's his body?
Like, yeah, where is the body?
Yeah.
The body doesn't dissolve. It doesn't just like fucking float up, like up through the sky. That never happens. So what the fuck? Where? What?
What did he do when he came back? Do you remember? Because he came back, was it 2 or 3 days later?
Was it? I just always assumed it was just like an apparition, and someone was like, "Hey, Jesus, man, how's it going?" I don't know. What was he meant to have like interacted with loads of people and stuff?
Yeah. I'm really not into the Bible, so I'm
Bible
really
packet,
struggling to
Bible
remember.
tabs.
But he was crucified, and then he was put inside behind that boulder, and then the boulder
Yeah.
moved and his body disappeared.
But the
And then-
boulder moved.
But the boulder moved.
Ah, that was
I didn't steal that body. Nah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the good Lord up above there. Had nothing to do with these freaks that were trying to fucking the standard Egyptian style. If there's a tomb, we'll fucking ransack that motherfucker. Mara people have always been like that. Right, let's rob the dead.
Yeah. Take what they've got.
Yeah.
What do you think about religion, Emma? You a believer or?
I'm not. I'm an on the fence person. I'm
Yeah.
not an atheist. I just don't tend to believe things that, like, if like people can't provide evidence, I don't believe anything that can't be proved. Well, not necessarily proved, because I believe a lot of like, well, I go along with the theories, not necessarily believe them, but a lot of stuff in psychology. But with religion,
there's not even enough like anecdotal stuff.
Yeah, there's just, for me, there's nothing. I think it's because there's so many different types of religions as well. I can't fully believe this one thing when half the world believes something else.
It seems pointless to do it. It's like not in your genetics, and it's not something you feel like you have to go with when you're like aware of the options and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, why should I commit? But again, that is a safety. Generally, why people would want to commit. People in jail want to make sense of their life in fucking jail. Oh well, I believe in this, and I can be a good person, and I can feel like I can score on some good karma points. Because people want to be good.
Yeah.
People want, like at the core, humans want humans to flourish. But why? You know what I mean? Why do we have this duty to like make like life good for our children? Why do we have that duty?
I suppose it's the whole tribal thing again, isn't it? The whole.
But it's mad how
living together situation, wanting to.
It's almost like role martyrs.
Yeah.
Because we're like, well, I was born so I can give birth to my child, and then I can die and he can flourish, and then he can do the same, and then keep going and going and going.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we're never ever gonna fucking like get anywhere near the answers unless we take some mushrooms.
Oh shit!
Or have some other kind of crazy experience.
Salvia, with that.
Salvia fucking propels you there. It's they're all different. Like they'll all give you like a different like conscious experience, or conjure up different environments and motifs and themes and whatever. But salvia is brutal. Like it can be. Sometimes it just doesn't activate and you didn't really get much. But other times, you are just like, first of all, you get propelled into this other dimension, like a dream world, and you totally forgot that you've taken in drugs, and you're like, you have all these crazy, horrible hallucinations. Your body starts to sweat. You can't talk properly. You say like, what's that when people are speaking in tongues? What's the proper word for that? Either
speaking in tongues.
I think there's a proper word. Glossolalia or something. Either way, when you're just like saying glossolalia, it sounds totally wrong. But where you're just saying like random words, you cannot speak. You actually lose your ability to like speak properly and form coherent sentences. And it can be the most terrifying thing in the world ever. Like you're feeling like you're losing your sanity. But you do get some amazing imagery. Like I had one where this like big book just came in front of us, and the pages were like, if you imagine digital photographs that like move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a video kind of. And it's just like flicked all these different, and I think it was like meant to be memories, like stages of my life. Flicked them all, and I just like settled on this page, and you could see the environment on this page, like the trees like moving in the wind, and the next thing you know, you just zapped into there, and it was like, whoa, man! That was just the horror. The worst one, or one of the worst ones, was these purple tentacles that like came down the stairs, and I'm sitting, and I can just see them coming down. I'm like, fuck no! And they're like trying to wrap themselves around and like trying to essentially suck my consciousness into what I perceived was the insane dimension. Yeah. And you're so scared that you're going to lose your mind.
That sounds scary. Actually,
it's horrible. It can be a horrible experience, but it's absolutely. It's so like, I don't know, just awesome. In the truth, it's just like whoa, and it gives you ideas. There's a reason why people like Rogan and Duncan Trussell go on about psychedelics. They're pretty fucking amazing at like giving you the full conscious blast of your own consciousness. You know what I mean? It's just a crazy thing that we have that we just have no idea what it is. Like this thing what we're doing now, everything that's going on right now, this life, you just don't know what this life, what the fuck it is, where it comes from, what it's for. We're like right at the beginning of really understanding that, because you presume animals don't really think like that. But we've been around for a little bit and we're still like, if you get rid of the bullshit lies, like the religion, the people that, that's bullshit, that, well, I'm going to fucking clue. I'm going to clue what life is.
Yeah.
But you can enjoy it.
You can.
You can enjoy it in time.
By listening to two guys, one girl. So we sort of went off on a tangent there, like at the end, but we've been
sort of connected though.
Mind states, yeah. So
dreamlike worlds.
Yeah. Psychedelically induced.
Yeah.
I've never done salvia, but
I don't know if it's still legal. I think it is.
Actually, it was legal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only because they didn't know how absolutely powerful it is. It's like one of the most powerful hallucinogenic drugs on the planet.
Is that the one that mimics the neurotransmitter in the brain? The DMT?
DMT. That's a different one. That's dimethyltryptamine that you're on about. That's something that's meant to exist in your brain now, and some people actually think that's what gets released in order to create these dream environments. So the dream itself might be a creation, like might be a trip as a result of DMT being like released into the brain.
Well, so you
So
can
you're
actually
tripping all the time.
take DMT,
Oh, you can take DMT, definitely. Yeah, you can.
but it must be like not actual DMT.
It's definitely DMT.
It's in the
So
it's
they've
in the
just
plant,
like
isn't it?
Yeah.
matched up the. Oh, I don't know. Is it genetics of it or something?
Oh, like the
Like
molecule.
if it's yeah.
So it's just like what I don't know. Carbon. I don't know. I don't know the fucking start with a chemical composition of anything, but yeah, you can. You know how people can make LSD. People can make fucking DMT. You know what I mean? It can be synthesized.
Yeah, but you don't like produce LSD yourself. Like I just
No.
thought like with like if you actually produce DMT, like that's like how could that actually like 100% replicate that to actually.
Well, I
take
suppose
all
at the microscopic level, the atomic level, it is just a case of this element matched with this element.
Yeah.
But loads of things have DMT in them. Loads of grass, loads of animals has dimethyltryptamine, and that is the boy of all. That's the holy grail of psychedelics. That's what I would love to do. Dimethyltryptamine. It would just propel me into.
That's an ayahuasca, isn't it?
DMT, yeah.
Yeah. Because that's a funny one all to itself. It's two plants mixed together in a very specific way.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you wonder how they found that out. How the hell did they come up
That's
with
what
that?
that was what I was saying on the podcast that I was listening to, the mushrooms in space one.
Oh,
Yeah, that was someone who were pondering. And I'd said that the goddess told them, but I heard Rogan talking about it on a podcast that I was listening to today, and he said it was the plants that told them.
Strange.
So they say that it was the plants
yeah.
that said, "Oh, it makes me with that guy over there."
And have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well, so
mad, isn't it?
supposedly they like to say that to people who ask them it is like, what? Obviously the plants told her. I was like, how do you think we found out about it, man? The plants obviously told us. You know what I mean? That's supposedly they're that like convinced that it was the plants that told them. So whatever that means, I have no idea. But it's existed doing that for like thousands of years and stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. It would be an amazing experience.
Yeah, it would. You can only do it in Brazil, can't you? Is that right?
That's like the main zone, like
Yeah.
Brazil and Peru and that. But
Mm-hmm.
I think there's actually like underground places you can even do it in England.
Really?
But I have no idea where. I have no idea how to find that out. Underground DMT hideouts. And Google tells you, don't be so stupid.
So are we ready to
Shut this one?
shut it down
Yeah, let's wake up.
from the dream world?
This would be class if this was the dream.
Freddy Krueger's domain. You seen that Nightmare on Elm Street?
Nah, but now we're on about.
Yeah.
Dude with the glove.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Had that for Halloween. You know, they used to sell like scream masks and.
I had that as a kid.
Yeah.
That's a weapon, essentially, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a fistful of blades.
And you felt so powerful, didn't you? You were like, look at fucking me. Look at me with bladed hand.
I got that from Toys R Us when I was like 8 or something.
I always wanted
around
one.
the glove.
And then I eventually got one and I was like, yeah, it's sweet. It is mint, isn't it?
Aye.
Toys and stuff when you were little.
Funny that was an excuse to have toys now, but
Some people collect models and stuff, but that...
it's not the same as it. It's not the same as when you're at that age.
That could be also... because the enjoyment is playing, is doing what your dreams do, creating environments. Because that's what you do, don't you? You create like a social background to the whole thing. You stole my Jeep, Batman. Well, fuck you. You know what I mean? It's twat. It's just like the dreams nearly always aggressive.
Yeah.
Especially for lads.
Mm.
Lads love to just act. It's the testosterone's got to be. It's just like, wait, be aggressive. I need to start being more aggressive. I'm not gonna just fucking lamp people.
Stop beating your chest and that in the street.
When I do that in front of the dog, he goes crazy. Like on a primal level, he must be like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing? That's a weird thing to do. You know what I mean? It is kind of weird, isn't it? Just like standing
Stop beating your chest.
beat your chest.
Aye.
And the dogs get stuff like,
He's got visions of you now, just
Yeah.
stood in front of the dog, beating your chest.
Icon's mental. I think he's thinking I'm gonna like go for him. He's like, yeah, didn't you fucking dare? He's only little, but he's got a big heart.
Is there anything else you want to mention about dreams or anything?
No, I think I've said everything.
Where can we find you on Twitter? No, I'm thinking of this.
Professor Emma.
Yeah. I'm doing a talk at Manchester University this weekend. Tickets are
else you wanna
available online. No, love you all.
Incredible.
Every one of you.
Beautiful. You've got so much love to give. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's out there.
It's out there.
Spreading it. Spreading it.
I've got nothing else to say on this matter.
Well, I've had a thoroughly good time, people. Thank you very much.
I'm looking forward to dreaming tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be the bomb diggity. I'm not probably won't do this, and I'll totally forget. But should have written down all the dreams.
Oh, we should have done, and then we could have reported back.
Yeah. I was thinking about it last night. And I was like, fuck, I can't be asked to organise that or believe that'll happen.
You absolute fool. Well, thank you very much, Emma and Phil.
Thank you.
This has been Two Guys One Garage talking about dreams. I'm trying to think if anybody let me know about their dreams. I don't think they did.
Lazy bastard.
You assholes. Thanks for listening. Yeah, let's subscribe on iTunes and start putting the episodes back on YouTube. But whether I'll keep doing that, I don't know.
No.
No.
You keep tipping your foot in the wall, and then you're like, nah.
It just seems like a bit of a dead duck. It's just like.
You think YouTube is dead?
For this medium, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we haven't got video.
Yeah.
Not really.
That's a fair point.
So.
That's the next step.
The fridge is farting again. So yeah, subscribe on SoundCloud or iTunes, and we'll see you on the next one.
We love you. Much love.
Goodbye. After you wake up.
So disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what's a weird feeling as well?
What's that?
When you just wake up and you're trying to remember a dream, like the dreams that you've just had, and you can almost feel the memories disappearing.
Yeah.
Because you're like remembering stuff and it's almost unlocking the memory, but you can feel it being deleted. You're like, fuck, don't delete. Do you know what I mean?
It's
a
annoying,
experience,
isn't it? Especially when you have a class dream.
Aye.
And you can't remember it 10 seconds.
Why do you always get woken up right at the best part of your dreams? Do you know what I mean? It's like, and I'm just about to kiss the beautiful woman, and then you get woken up and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake! You know?
Odd. Well, that was the fat fact. Despite the fact there's been a bit of fact fuckery going on with the dates on the Egyptian one.
It's disappointing.
It is.
But either way, ages ago, those motherfuckers had a dream dictionary. Well done.
The only way you can remember an end of a dream is if you make it up. You literally can't remember it. Because of that, it either doesn't happen or your brain physically won't remember the end of a dream.
Wow!
Because you're always like, oh, I remember this happened, but then I either woke up, or you can never fully explain the full story. I don't know if lucid dreams are any different to that, but...
I don't know. But that's insane.
That's quite interesting.
I love that as a line as well.
Yeah.
Just say it again.
Yeah.
Dreams
sorry, we
don't
just come back from fat facts. Then Emma, you had a fact. Totally different fact, but.
I did. My fact was dreams don't have endings.
How do they not end though? I mean,
what
do you mean by
define
ending? Because does anything have an ending? I mean.
Well, yeah, you could be like, up and I managed to get to work on time, and then I had a perfectly normal day and went to sleep. That could be the ending to a day in a dream.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, you never get to that moment. Yeah, because it just blends straight into another dream. Mm-hmm. It's like you get morphed into now I'm at an airport.
I think it might be to do with the cycles, because you go through 5 stages of sleep, and
per cycle.
Per cycle, yeah.
And how many cycles?
And then you get 5 cycles.
Yeah.
If you have an average of 8 hours sleep, which you meant to have.
Because the cycle's 90 minutes or something.
90 minutes, yeah. But I think during that 90 minutes is only, I might be wrong this, but it's only about 10 minutes worth of REM sleep. So if your body, you only dream in REM sleep. So when that finishes, you go straight back to the beginning of the cycle. REM sleep is when you're at your most awake as well.
Yeah.
That's when you can be like woken up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think like it'll go back to the beginning. And what was I saying again? What was the point?
I can't know.
I totally forgot what I was
Well, you
saying.
mentioned the brainwaves.
The different cycles.
Yeah.
The different cycles, and then
I
yeah, and that's why you can't remember the end of a dream because your REM goes back to the first cycle, so it just
So it just shuts you off
it
in the
just-
middle.
Yeah,
It doesn't allow you to have the ending.
it won't last any longer. Than
And it also
just
did.
10 minutes.
It also did that there with the conversation. Like it didn't allow you
Yeah.
to find the ending. Like what the fuck? So that in itself was like a metaphor.
Speaking of dreams, I had a dream the other night about you, Phil.
Oh,
And this is kind of a recurring dream because you keep popping up in my head
really?
during sleep. Yeah, you keep shaving your beard off.
Whoa.
Yeah, you did it the other day in my dream as well. It's probably about the third or fourth time I've had a dream about you shaving your beard off.
I wonder if that's like prophetic,
Mm.
and it's like a slight premonition, or if that had.
Or is that my fear that you're going to shave your
Yeah,
beard
like,
off?
or does that have like a symbolism to it? Like, does me shaving my beard off actually represent something else to do with you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Strange, isn't it?
Because the beard is at a size now where it is its own entity.
Yeah.
Isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like a thing. It's like a garment
Yeah.
because it's so big.
Uh-huh.
So that like you're seeing it quite frequently. So that might, I don't know. You're getting beard friggin' propaganda here on this mug that you're drinking from.
Respect the beard.
Respect the beard, motherfucker.
It's weird though, isn't it? Why am I dreaming about you losing your beard? Strange.
I don't know. You got any idea about what
I
that could
think,
possibly mean?
like, well, I've sort of seen you two together twice now, and you do like mention your beards a lot.
Yeah.
So I think for you two, like having your beards is kind of like a social bonding thing.
Ah,
It's like
definitely.
something that you've got in common. So if one of you was to, like shave it off, it was like, oh well, you've like broke the bond now because you don't
That's
have your
cool.
beard.
Yeah, that's a nice way of looking at it.
Yeah, because that is the kind of thing that you would dream about. Like,
Uh-huh.
what is it? It's mainly like negative emotions that you actually feel in
Yeah,
dreams.
and like fears and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Because you don't often dream about, I don't know, having a good time. But it's always
And it's
being
skiing
naked,
and-
being chased, or
Yeah.
fighting somebody, or whatever.
Yeah. Or if you're having a class time, next thing you know, it's like, oh,
Wake up.
now I'm punching somebody in the face.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that one where you're like, I have to just punch this guy in the face?
Uh-huh.
Usually the punches are useless. And
Yeah,
you're like,
all the time.
The face just soaks them up, and you're like,
You just seem to punch them as hard as you can,
Yeah.
and then it just falls flat every time.
yeah,
It's odd. It's really. It's like your mind saying to you,
you're a weak little bitch.
You're a weak little bitch. You can't do anything.
Yeah. Which would that makes sense, like to men though, to skits about how like hard you are. You know what I mean?
Mm.
How tough am I?
Now here I go again. I see the crystal vision. I keep my visions to myself.
Hey, it's David from Two Guys One Garage. Yep,
Yo, what's up? It's Phil.
and we've got a guest tonight.
What's up? It's
It's Emma.
It's
Sam
Emma's,
Shelley.
Emma's been on before. What were you talking about last time?
monogamy.
So,
Monogamy.
Well, just I like pretty much sexual desire, evolution.
Yeah.
mental health issues, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about dreams. Everybody dreams.
Yep. And if you don't,
Even
you'll
blind
die.
people dream. So
And fetuses. What I just read,
yeah,
I was like, what?
fetuses dream.
The dream like of probably sounds and stuff because obviously they have
Oh,
no
yeah.
like eyesight, especially no memory of like I've seen anything. So yeah, like vibrations and sound.
And yet babies can't dream about, like newborns, they can't dream about themselves until they're 3 months old.
I read that. Oh, I read 3 years.
It could be 3 years.
It's
I thought
three.
it was three.
It's-
It's 3 months. I
that-
think it's 3 months. Yeah,
I'm not sure.
it's 3 years.
I'm gonna Google it. But yeah, either way, it's interesting to think that like they don't get like become an individual
Yeah.
until like they're not an individual straight away. Do you know what I'm saying? Like in order to dream about themselves. Mad.
So should we start with the facts?
Oh yeah.
Fat facts.
Bomb.
Let's dive in.
Bomb. Bomb.
Let's do fat facts now. Right, fat facts. Let's go. You can start, Phil.
Okay, number 1.
Oh, by the way, these are all dream related. We're going to stick on topic. Phil.
Oh, this is pretty sweet. Prophetic dream here. On the day of his assassination, Abraham Lincoln told his bodyguard that he had been dreaming of being assassinated for 3 days straight. So he'd literally been dreaming that he was going to get assassinated, and then
And he did.
he did.
Who was that by again? Howard Wilkes Booth or something. Is that right? Was that
I couldn't tell you, mate. I know nothing about Lincoln.
right? My fact. First fact. The average person has between 1,460 and 2,190 dreams a year.
Hot damn.
A year. So
That's
must dream more than once a night, then I suppose, because that's. I mean,
I think a dream on average, like, was it 4 to 6 dreams?
Really? You
A
have like
night?
5 cycles of dreams, I imagine.
Yeah.
5 cycles. Back to you.
Yeah. Paul McCartney claimed to have dreamt the melody to Yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. He thought that it was like just some song that, like some tune that was stuck in his head.
Yeah.
And he thought like, oh, who was that belong to? But he conjured it himself. He's
That's
a
quite
magic.
interesting. Wow. Second fact from me. Thousands of years ago, it's a good one this. Thousands of years ago, the Egyptians created the first dream dictionary in 400 BCE.
Motherfucker!
You got to say fact?
You got my fifth fact, man. Yeah.
Well, goddamn.
Yeah, I was impressed by that. I was like, get in.
Mint, isn't it?
Just makes you love them even more. Like, well done, lads.
400 BC. BCE.
Oh, you had 400?
Yeah, what did you have?
Oh, my website said 4,000. 4,000? Does that even exist? Aye, 4,000. Yeah.
Would that be right? 4,000.
So it could have also been that.
One of us is
We
talking.
should
one of
know.
us is talking bullshit, but which one?
Well, hold the pyramid. Let's
very
get that
good.
podcast
Four-
back up
Let's
there.
go for okay. So
Yeah.
4,000. You win, Phil.
No, not necessarily.
You win, Phil.
Right, who the fuck's fact is it?
It's your fact.
All these are meant to be facts.
They're
Yeah.
just facts and all
Just
facts.
argue on them straight away. 400, 4,000. In contrast to modern dream interpretation, which is psychologically oriented, ancient dream interpretation was concerned with discovering clues to the future. So they thought that your dreams were effectively saying, right, this shit is going to happen.
Premonition sort of thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which we could probably go into further down the line with Emma and some fair knowledge. So that's going to be an interesting one. Hit me, man.
My third fact is, it's not so much dreaming, but it's sleep. If you avoid sleep for more than 10 days, you will die.
Yeah.
You
That's a
do
mad
it.
one.
Yep.
But then, what about insomniacs? Like, what's the longest they go whether their body's shutting down and sleeping on purpose?
They're
Sleeping on
insomniacs,
purpose, you know what
but I'm sure
Awesome.
you can sleep.
Still get sleep.
You can still get sleep, but it's
Yeah, because
brief,
there
isn't
must be, mustn't it? Because
Yeah.
otherwise they would all be dead.
it? Yeah.
Mad. Well, my final fact, as it'll have to be,
Is that Prince George?
is sufferers of epilepsy can have extremely vivid and disturbing nightmares that immediately precede seizures during the night. So just before they're about to get a seizure, they have this crazy, trippy, horrible, vivid nightmare. That's brutal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's mad, because that got me thinking on a whole different level, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But you know, it's just crazy.
Right. I've got 2 more to go then. Right. You can lucid dream for up to 30 minutes if properly trained.
Yeah, my experience, I've probably went about 15 20 minutes, like.
Really? Oh. The final fact. 90% of the dream is lost in the first... Yeah.
Just as like an archetypal thing, like figuring out where you are in the you know, in the hierarchy.
Hierarchy, yeah. Who's the alpha?
Because generally speaking, that's determined through males with bashing each other in the head.
Yeah.
Generally. So it makes sense that we skitzed about that and dreamt about like punching people but to no effect.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird
It
how
is.
like your schizzes and that and your paranoias get conjured into like this real world scenario where the rules are a little bit different, but you believe it. It's just
At the
absolutely
time,
insane. Yeah.
But that's where lucid dreaming comes in, because you can dream it and it feels real at the time, but you're not aware enough of it being a dream that you actually control it. That's the difference between that and lucid dreaming, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lucid dreaming, you're in full control.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like with lucid dreaming. Well, first of all, just to define it, to be lucid in a dream is to be awake in the dream. So it's to be aware, fully 100% aware that your physical body is lying in bed asleep, and that you're roaming around in this dream world. And it's pretty much the best experience.
So
You
can
can have-
people get lost in the dream then?
In like a lucid dream.
Yeah, is that possible or not? Is your body always going to say, wake up?
What do you mean? Like get stuck like in a fucking coma where?
So something like that, yeah, where you actually think
Yeah.
that what's going on is real and you can't sort of get back to wake up, you know, something's not syncing up in your brain. Is that possible?
Not to my knowledge.
No, it's impossible to get caught in a dream.
Yeah, like for a dream to be so powerful.
Yeah.
So like a psychedelic trip, like
Uh-huh.
one that sends you insane forever type
Yeah.
of thing. I don't know. Has there ever been any instances of that you're aware of, Emma, in psychological literature?
Self-induced coma.
Not that I'm aware of. That sort of idea, though, that reminds me of Inception.
Yeah, it does.
See, you bought us for that. Bought that for me, rather. Bought us for that. But you bought me. I bought him for this DVD. No, but I've never seen it, and I totally know that I love it. But I've just never really bothered putting it on.
Yeah, it's sort of like, well, the idea of Inception is to plant an idea into someone's brain while they're sleeping, going so far into a dream that you don't know whether you're in a dream or in reality.
Mad.
So that's the sort of closest thing that I can think of to.
Yeah, it's sort of like a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream. So, but then how far back do you go before you realise you're not sure if you're in the dream or not? Yeah. Strange. It's a good idea. It's a good film.
Yeah.
It's a long film, but it's a good film. Yeah.
Sounds right up my alley. But yeah, with lucid dreaming, you can basically, you're only limited by however much you limit yourself. So if you think you can't jump on top of the Empire State Building,